Welcome to The Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into something that feels, well, both ancient and incredibly relevant right now. Meditation.
hmm
You've probably heard about it. It's calmer mind, better focus, less stress. But it's way more than just a wellness trend, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's a practice with really deep historical roots. And now there's this growing body of, frankly, compelling research behind it.
Right. So this isn't just about sitting quietly. There's actually a lot to unpack here.
Exactly. And our goal today is to sort of get beyond that surface level. We want to give you a really clear understanding of what meditation is, how you can actually start, and importantly, why it might be valuable for you.
And we're drawing on some great insights, particularly from a resource focused on, well, how to begin meditating, aimed at giving folks the tools for a practice they can stick with.
That's the plan, to
Yeah.
really explore the fundamentals and the practical steps.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. When we say meditation, what are we really talking about? Because I think people have different images, maybe monks on mountains.
Sure, that image comes up. But fundamentally, meditation is really a set of techniques designed to train your attention and awareness. It's about focusing or sometimes clearing the mind.
Training attention, like a workout for the brain.
Kind of, yeah. It often involves both mental focus and some physical aspects, posture, breath, to help cultivate that awareness and relaxation. Historically, it definitely emerged from spiritual traditions, Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism.
So it had these deep spiritual aims initially.
It did, yeah. Often focused on insight or spiritual growth.
Hmm.
But what's fascinating is its evolution. It's now widely seen, even in very secular contexts, as a tool for mental and physical health.
And that's where the science comes in, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned compelling research.
Exactly. There's some really solid work. For instance, studies, meta-analyses, which combine results from lots of studies, have shown it can genuinely reduce psychological stress.
Not just feeling a bit calmer, but measurable reductions.
Right. And other research highlights significant impacts on anxiety and even symptoms of depression. We're talking about mindfulness-based approaches, showing real benefits there.
That's pretty powerful stuff. More than just good vibes.
Much more. And it goes deeper. Some studies using brain imaging, well, they've actually found structural changes in the brains of regular meditators.
Changes, like the brain physically changes.
Yes, in areas linked to things like attention control and emotional regulation. It suggests that practicing consistently can, quite literally, reshape parts of your brain over time.
Wow. Okay, that really lands the idea of it being a training. But I think a big hurdle for people, myself included sometimes, is this idea you have to completely blank your mind.
Ah, yes, the empty mind myth.
Right. Or achieve this perfect state of calm, which feels impossible.
That's a really common misconception, and it puts people off. The sources we looked at really stress this.
Yeah.
Meditation isn't about stopping thoughts or forcing tranquility.
So what is it then, if your mind is buzzing?
It's more about learning to observe the activity of your mind, noticing the thoughts, the feelings, the sensations, but without getting swept away by them.
Observing. Okay.
And when your mind inevitably wanders off, because it will, that's what minds do. The practice is about gently, kindly, bringing your attention back, usually back to an anchor, like your breath.
Gently bringing it back, not beating yourself up for drifting off.
Exactly. That non-judgmental part is key. Think of thoughts like clouds passing. You notice them, there's a worry cloud, or, a planning cloud, but you don't have to climb onto the cloud. You just watch it drift by and return to feeling your breath.
Okay, that analogy helps. Less about thought suppression, more about changing your relationship to the thought.
Precisely. It cultivates a kind of inner space, a non-reactive awareness that you can then bring into your daily life. That's where the benefits like resilience really start to show up.
Got it. So that clarifies the what. Now, how about the how? If someone's convinced, or at least curious, how do they actually prepare to sit down and try this?
Good question. Preparation makes a difference. Our source highlights a few key things. First, think about your environment.
Okay.
Try to find a spot that's relatively quiet and where you feel comfortable and, crucially, unlikely to be interrupted constantly. Doesn't have to be a special room, maybe just a corner, or even outside if it's peaceful.
Minimize the distractions, basically.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Trying to meditate next to a buzzing phone probably isn't ideal.
Probably not. Second, and this is really important, is consistency. Setting a regular time helps massively.
Like making it a habit.
Exactly. Maybe first thing in the morning, or during a lunch break, or before bed. Whatever fits your schedule. The key is regularity. Even just 5 or 10 minutes every day is way more powerful than, say, an hour once a month.
Right. Little and often. I like that. What about posture? Do I need a special cushion? Do I need to sit cross-legged?
Not at all, especially when starting. Comfort is paramount. Any position where you can keep your spine reasonably straight works well.
Why the straight spine?
It just helps maintain alertness, stops you from slumping over and feeling drowsy. So sitting on a chair with your feet flat on the floor is perfectly fine. Lying down can work too, though some find they fall asleep easily. Even standing is an option.
Okay, so no need for contortions.
Nope. And maybe loosen tight clothing, take off noisy jewelry, just things that help you settle without fidgeting too much.
Comfortable space, consistent time, comfortable position. Sounds doable. Okay, let's get into the techniques themselves. You said it's a family of practices. What are some basic ones for beginners?
Yeah, the source lays out 4 really good starting points. The first, and maybe the most common, is breath-focused meditation.
Just focusing on breathing.
Pretty much. You simply bring your attention to the physical sensation of your breath, maybe the air at your nostrils or the rise and fall of your chest or belly.
And when your mind wanders.
You just gently notice, thinking again, and guide your focus back to the breath, over and over. It's simple, you can do it anywhere, and it's great for building focus and calming down.
Okay, the breath as an anchor. That makes intuitive sense. What's another one?
Second technique is the body scan. Here, you systematically move your awareness through different parts of your body.
How does that work?
You might start, say, with your toes, just noticing any sensations there, warmth, tingling, pressure, maybe nothing without judging it. Then you slowly move up, feet, ankles, legs, torso, arms, head.
So you're tuning into physical sensations.
Exactly. It's excellent for increasing body awareness,
Oh, yeah.
noticing where you hold tension, and it can be very grounding, reducing anxiety.
Interesting. Kind of reconnecting mind and body. Okay, what else?
Third is mindfulness meditation. This one's a bit broader.
Mindfulness. That word gets used a lot. What does it mean in this context?
It means paying attention on purpose to your present moment experience, whatever that is, thoughts, feelings, sounds, physical sensations again, without judging them or getting carried away.
So just being aware of whatever's happening right now.
Yes, observing the flow. It's really fundamental for improving emotional regulation and just being more present in your life generally, not just when you're formally meditating.
I see. Less specific focus, more open awareness. And the fourth.
The fourth is guided meditation. This is where you listen to recorded instructions from a teacher.
Ah, like using an app.
Exactly. Apps like Headspace or Calm are full of these. The guide might lead you through visualizations, relaxation exercises, or focus on themes like kindness or managing stress. It provides structure, which many beginners find really helpful. Less intimidating than silence, perhaps.
Yeah, that makes sense. It gives you something to follow. Okay, those are 4 solid options to start with. Now, say someone picks one, maybe the breath focus. How do they build it into a real routine? You mentioned starting small.
Yes, definitely start small.
Yeah.
5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes max each day. That's the advice. Trying to do too much too soon often leads to quitting.
Because it feels overwhelming.
Yeah, or you miss a day and feel like you failed. 5 minutes feels achievable even on busy days. And remember, the research suggests even these brief sessions add up and bring benefits.
That's encouraging. 5 minutes is less than scrolling through social media.
Right. And the other key thing is managing expectations about the wandering mind. It will wander. That's not failure.
It's just what minds do.
Exactly. The practice is the noticing and the gentle returning. Patience and self-kindness are crucial. Don't get frustrated. Just gently guide the attention back.
Okay. Be patient. Be kind to yourself.
Setting realistic goals helps too. Maybe aim for 5 days a week initially, rather than demanding perfection. Using a timer keeps you on track without needing to clock watch. Some apps have built-in timers and progress trackers, which people find motivating.
So start small, be consistent, be patient, use tools if they help. Sounds like a good recipe. Now, are there common mistakes or hang-ups people run into when they start? Things to avoid?
Yes, definitely. The source material points out several common pitfalls. We've touched on inconsistency, that's a big one. Daily short practice trumps infrequent long ones.
Okay.
Another is having unrealistic expectations, expecting instant calm or some magical experience. Meditation is a gradual process. Focus on showing up, not on achieving some perfect state.
Right. It's a practice, not a performance.
Exactly. Also, skipping preparation. Just rushing into it without taking a moment to settle your body and maybe set a gentle intention for the session. That little bit of setup helps.
Makes sense. What else?
Switching techniques too often, especially early on. Give one method a fair shot, maybe a few weeks before deciding it's not for you and jumping to another.
Let yourself get familiar with it first.
Precisely. Then there's self-doubt that, am I doing this right? Worry. Trust the process. If you're sitting and trying to pay attention, you are doing it right, even with distractions.
Okay, trust the process.
Lack of clear focus or intention can make it feel a bit aimless. And, crucially, self-criticism when your mind wanders. That just adds another layer of unhelpful thought. Gently redirect. Don't scold yourself.
Gently, gently. That seems to be the theme.
It really is. Two final points mentioned are just the general mental busyness of modern life and maybe too much media consumption, especially right before trying to meditate. Creating a little mental space can make practice easier.
Those are really practical warnings. Knowing these potential roadblocks might help people navigate them better. What about resources? If people want guided meditations or to read more, where should they look?
Oh, there are tons of great resources now. We mentioned apps like Headspace, Calm, and Insight Timer. Insight Timer has a huge free library, which is fantastic.
Okay, apps are a good starting point.
Definitely. There are also excellent websites like mindful.org, which has articles and guided practices. Zen Habits is another great site for building the habit itself.
Good websites too. Books.
Classic books are still brilliant. Wherever you go, there you are, by Jon Kabat-Zinn, is a foundational text. Thich Nhat Hanh's The Miracle of Mindfulness is another beautiful introduction.
Great recommendations. What about finding other people? Community.
Yeah, that can be really helpful for some. Look into local yoga studios, community centers. They often offer meditation classes or groups. And there are plenty of online communities and forums, too, if that's more your style.
So lots of support out there if you look for it. Okay, as we wrap up this exploration, what are the absolute essential things you want someone listening to take away if they're thinking about trying meditation?
I think the main message is it's accessible, it's beneficial, and you can start simply. Just understand the basics. It's about awareness, not empty mind. Prepare your space and time. Start small and be consistent.
And be patient with yourself.
Definitely. Avoid those common pitfalls, especially self-criticism, and use the resources. They're there to help.
So if someone's listening right now, feeling maybe inspired or just curious, what's the single best piece of advice to just get going?
Honestly, just try it. Pick a simple technique, like focusing on your breath. Set a timer for 5 minutes, just 5, and give it a go today. Don't overthink it.
Just take that first small step.
Exactly. That first step is often the biggest one.
That feels really manageable. A great place to leave it, perhaps with a thought for everyone listening. As you consider bringing this ancient practice into your busy life, what could the cumulative effect of just a few moments of intentional calm each day truly bring? Something to ponder as you maybe take that first 5-minute step. Thanks so much for guiding us through this today.
My pleasure. It's a fascinating area.